I'm here. This is Kathy with Kincaid Special Creations. We're going to do another Facebook Live. This one's going to be for West Virginia Wednesday. Just going to hang around and wait till I see how many people show up. Let me get me in here. There I am. What are you all into today? Hi Dixie, how are you? Just hanging around. You'll find me showing this stuff off. I like this spot though. I can sit down in front of the heater and stay warm. Oh. I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm a little bit tired this evening. But we're going to hang around just a few minutes, Dixie, see if anybody else shows up. If not, then I'll go on. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Stanley. Chris. How are you guys? Takes a minute or two to get from the TV set, or from the phone to the laptop, so we'll just hang in there. I'm glad to hear that, Dixie. I'm doing good, too. I'm doing good. For whatever reason, I didn't go to sleep till 6:30 this morning. Slept until 9, and then I took about an hour nap. But sometimes when things are so interesting on YouTube, I just watch it. Hey, Sarah Beth. Hey, Tim. How are you? I see you made it in. We're going to wait just a couple more minutes. Everybody doing good? Everybody had pretty weather today? We had some sunshine. I got out there and worked in the she shed for a little bit. My glasses are fogged up or something. Hey, Mandy. Glad to see you made it, baby. I'm glad to hear that, Tim. Hi, Tina. I gotta keep better at I'm trying to watch both things at the same time. I can see some on this one and some on this one. The one on the phone just says keep saying bring them on camera. I don't know what that means. Anyway, tonight we are going to go over, hey Stevie, West Virginia actors. Last week or 2 weeks ago when I did West Virginia authors, I did not know we had so many people that were in a lot of things that I've seen. Still couldn't tell you what they look like, but they're there. We'll start with Steve Harvey. I know you all know that he's on Family Feud. He's a comedian. Hey, Courtney. He's a comedian. He's from Welch, West Virginia. Like I said, he's the host of the Family Feud. He was one of the kings of comedy. He had the Steve Harvey Show. And he played somebody called Mr. Rad on You Got Served. I've not seen that, so I really can't tell you anything about him being in that. But that was the one things that he had. You'll find as you go through this, there's a lot of people from different areas in West Virginia. So the next one that I'll talk about, hi Kathleen, is Don Knox. Everybody knows Barney off of the Andy Griffith Show. But he was a veteran. He come out as what we classify as a corporal. And he got 7 different medals from his time in service. He was also a ventriloquist. Does anybody know what the name of his dummy was? I didn't even know he was a ventriloquist till I did this particular thing today. I know, Stevie, and you know I researched Leonard Nimoy today, and I could not find a single thing of Leonard Nimoy being in West Virginia. Not a thing. And I know Mom said that. But hey Janet Kay, I couldn't find it. So if you got something, you can send me a little link or something on where I can find more information. I found a lot of information about Leonard Nimoy, but I couldn't find anything that said that he was even being in West Virginia for any amount of time. So I'm not sure if the computer's wrong or whether somebody told Mom wrong. I'm not sure. But Don Knox, ventriloquist, he was a ventriloquist from the time he was early. His name was Danny. So that was an interesting little tidbit about him. He was in quite a few different shows. He also starred on, or played on Three's Company, and I'll get to that in a minute. We also had Mary Lou Retton, which I know Stevie knows because he used to think the world of her when he was younger. She was a gold medalist in the 1984 Summer Olympics. She also got 2 silvers and 2 bronzes. And the Summer Olympics was in Los Angeles. She had a cameo appearance in Scrooged, Naked Gun 33 1/3, Knots Landing, Letting Go, Baywatch, and The Child Inside. I've not heard of The Child Inside, but we used to watch Baywatch, and I've heard of Knots Landing, and I've watched that Naked Gun 33 1/3. But I don't, unless somebody would have told me that she was on there, I probably wouldn't have recognized her. I know her when hey Brian, hey Linda. Next one is somebody that I have never even heard about. His name is John Corbett. He's from Wheeling. Currently, he is married to one Bo Derek. They got married in 2020. He was in The Flight of the Intruder, Tombstone, Volcano. He played Ian Miller in My Big Fat Greek Wedding. On TV, he played in Wonder Years, Ray Hines in NCIS Los Angeles, Chris Stevens in Northern Exposure, and Burwell in The Messengers. Has anybody ever watched the show The Messengers? That's pretty cool. We watched it was a series. We watched the whole series, but then I don't think it ended well, or they just cut it off before they finished it. But that's for a different thing. So I'm going to have to go back and try to find Volcano and watch it and see what he played in Volcano. Or Timmy might know who he played in Tombstone. Next one. Hi, Jansu. Next one is Peter Marshall. Does anybody know who he was the host, what TV show he was the host of? If you're as old as me, you remember watching it on TV all the time. But there ain't too many of you as old as I am. Janet Kay should know Peter Marshall. And he was from Huntington. His real name was Ralph Pierre Lecoq. He also was a veteran, and he come out of the service as a staff sergeant. Hollywood Squares, right, Jansu, right. He was the host of Hollywood Squares for 15 years. He overseen over 5,000 episodes. I thought that was pretty cool for a West Virginian. He also was in Broadway things, Bye Bye Birdie, High Button Shoes, The Music Man. On TV, he was in The Love Boat, Chips, Annie, Hotel, and The Lucy Show. So he had a wide variety of things that he did as he got older. He had a sister, which we'll get to in a minute, that was in Broadway. Does anybody remember who Joyce DeWitt played? It's been off air for a while, but it too was a show we watched quite often. Are you talking about Joyce DeWitt, Chris, or was you talking about Peter Marshall? Janet on Three's Company. That is right. Jansu, 2 for 1 there, girl. Yeah, Stevie, Three's Company. Yeah, and who besides, well, I haven't got to her yet, but anyway, she was from Wheeling. She also played, her first performance was on Beretta. I'm old as dirt, guys. I remember Beretta. She played one of the main characters on Three's Company. She also appeared in Love Boat, Failing Better Now, and Call the Wild. And two other West Virginians appeared on Three's Company with her. And that was Dawn Knox and the next lady I'm getting ready to say, Karen Austin. She was from Welch. She played Lana Wagner in Night Court. I remember Night Court. Gosh, what happened to all the good shows, guys? They took them all out for all this reality crap that is just that. She also appeared in Happy Days, Dallas, Chips, Soap, The Rockford Files. Does anybody remember Soap? That was a comedy show. That was funny. The Rockford Files, Desperate Housewives, and of course, Three's Company. I'm not sure what part she played in Three's Company because they didn't show me any pictures of these people, so I really can't tell you. You know, now later on when I get down, I can tell you the name of the person that they played in shows, but this was on a different website. This was on I googled West Virginia actors and that come up on that, so that's what I showed on that. There's one called Bernie. What do you mean, Bull? I don't get that reference, Stevie. Was she Mr. Furley's wife? That's what I thought whenever I seen it, but I wasn't exactly sure. No, I haven't watched the new Night Court, Dixie. I don't get cable, so if it don't come on YouTube, I very seldom watch it. You know Soap? That was a good show back in the day. Kind of controversial, I think, but... Oh, yeah, the bailiff. Yeah, okay. Huh. Wonder who played his wife then. Anyway, I digress. There's one called Bernie Casey. He was from Wyco. W-Y-C-O, West Virginia. I do not know where that is. I haven't even heard of that. But he appeared in The Guns of the Magnificent Seven, Gargoyles, Never Say Never Again, Bay City Blues. He didn't star in, but he appeared in Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Vegas Vampires. Of all those, the only one I know is Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and I've watched probably maybe a total of 10 of those, so I really don't know. Oh, yeah, I know what you're... Who am I thinking of then? Who was their landlord then, Janet, that did have the wife? It was before Mr. Furley come in, if I remember correctly. Or maybe after. I can't remember. Next one is Ted Cassidy. Does anybody know who Ted Cassidy played? I'll give you the name of the show to see if you can tell me who it was. It's The Addams Family. What part did Ted Cassidy play? He was born in Pittsburgh, but he was raised in Philippi, West Virginia. And he died at a young age of 46. Yeah, the Ropers. Yeah. That's right. It was the Ropers. Yeah. It's been so long since I watched Three's Company. Ted Cassidy played Lurch. He was very intelligent. He entered high school at the age of 11. He also appeared in Lost in Space, Star Trek, the original, Beverly Hillbillies, I Dream of Jeannie, I Dream of Jeannie, and Tarzan. He would have to, 11 years old. Most 11-year-olds can't even manage to stay in the grade that they're in. So, you wouldn't thought Lurch would be that intelligent. But I guess he was smart enough to play the role well. We have one named Lou Myers from Cabin Creek. He played Mr. Gaines in A Different World. Oh, is it Tim? That's cool. Good, Stanley. Yeah, it was. Both of you got it right, Janet. Both of my did look like a monster. Of course, all the people on Addams Family look like a monster. Except for that, what was it, Wednesday? Did anybody watch the new Wednesday series? That was pretty cool. I don't know if it's got the second season now or not. The first one was pretty cool. Near Mullins. That's cool, Tim. Anyway, Mr. Myers also played Bulworth in Missing Pieces. He played in How Stella Got Her Groove Back. Burt Weinberg in The Wedding Planner. He played in Dreams, and he played Pastor Lake in Volcano. I'm going to have to watch that movie over again. Because there's quite a few West Virginians in there. Hi, Joel. Glad you made it. If you all get a chance, why don't you just hit that like button for me so that I can see whether you're enjoying what I'm doing or not. Next one is John Davis Chandler from Hinton. He played in The Adventures in Baby City, The First Bounty Hunter. Oh, he played the first bounty hunter in The Outlaw Josie Wells. I'm trying to think. I know, envisioning in my head, I know The First Bounty Hunter. I can vaguely remember seeing it coming on in the show, but he also played Jaime Wise in Capone. I'm guessing that's a story about Al Capone. We have Joe Crest from St. Albans. He played Ted Wheeler in Stranger Things, David Smith in 21 Jump Street, and Lawrence in Assassination Nation. Bernie Casey, it just says he was from West Virginia. He played Mr. Ryan in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Ewan Jefferson in Revenge of the Nerds, and Lester in Never Say Never Again. So that was pretty cool. This is Peter Marshall's sister. This is Joanna Drew. She was on Broadway. She played in Hold On to Your Hats, Abby's Irish Rose, Red River, All King's Men, and Superfuzz. Now, you know I haven't been to a Broadway movie or a Broadway play, whatever it is that they do on Broadway. So I don't even know the name of any of those. Got Rob Garrison from Wheeling. He played in The Karate Kid 1 and 2. He played Tommy. Tommy, the one that was constantly picking on the Karate Kid. And then Sayer in Prom Night. We have Walter Barnes from Parkersburg. He played Sheriff Sam Shaw in The High Plains Drifter. So he he must have made a pretty good impression on Clint Eastwood, because he also played Tank Murdoch in Every Which Way But Loose. And both of those are Clint Eastwood movies. Then he played in some kind of I'm assuming it's a Mexican or Spanish movie that I cannot pronounce. So I'm not even going to try, guys. Wiley Draper played, oh man, just a second, guys.
Call from 866-528-2323. Hello, please leave a message after the tone.
I wish I could cancel that phone as easy as I do everything else, but you can't seem to get that done. Anyway, Wiley Draper played Michael Jackson in the documentary The Jackson, An American Dream. He also played in The Disappearance of Christina and The Red Shoe Diaries. But bless his little heart, it said he died and he wasn't but 24 years old. So he had a big life in a little time. Hey, Laura. Hey, Greg. We have Rex Leese from Huntington. He played Eddie Hoskins on Trooper 3, Ned Logan in Cannonball Express, and Jerry Thornton on the Speed Classic. Some of these names I haven't never heard of. I've heard of the shows. That's the reason I decided to put them in this. This Will Hare from Elkins played Paul Peabody on Back to the Future. Grandpa in Silent Night, Deadly Night, and one of the team doctors from Heaven Can Wait. I've heard of the Silent Night, Deadly Night, but I haven't watched it or the Heaven Can Wait. There's a lot of shows out there that have West Virginia born actors in them. Number 20 will be Robert McQueen from Elkins. He played Joe Waters in the Andy Griffith Show. Does anybody know what person that would have been? Was that one of the townspeople that he just come in every once in a while? Was one of the country people that come in? He played Brad Shelby on Perry Mason and Sud Pribble in The Magical World of Disney. I'm interested to know what The Magical World of Disney, was that like a documentary on Disney, or it would have had to have been just about. Now we've got Chuck Yeager. If you'll remember the last West Virginia Wednesday I had on authors, he was an author. Well, he also was a astronaut. He was born in Myra, West Virginia, and he appeared in 3 different things. He played Fred in The Right Stuff. He was a party guest on Smokey and the Bandit 2, and an actor on Goodyear Playhouse. Tim, did you know any of these actors in these shows, like Smokey and the Bandit 2, that you watch all the time? Did you notice Chuck Yeager in that? Because, like I said, unless it's somebody right in front of my face that I know that I watch all the time, I couldn't recognize them. Tom McBride from Charleston played Mark in Friday the 13th Part 2. Jim and Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins. I love that show. I honestly love Remo Williams. I'm thinking, isn't he the one that played in the Tremors movie? He was a Mayberry citizen? Okay. Probably around Floyd's barbershop from time to time. But I'm thinking the guy that played Fred, what is his last name? I'm thinking that he's the same guy that played Remo Williams, and he also played that guy in Tremors. And he played a pilot on As the World Turns. I never watched that particular soap opera, so I don't know too much about that. We have Paul Dooley coming up next. He's from Parkersburg. He played Mr. Spritzer from Hairspray, Ray Stoller as the dad in Breaking Away, and Wimpy on Popeye. That's pretty cool. Bobby Campo from Wheeling played Nick in The Final Destination. I think I only watched a couple of those. They were something else. Volo in Justified, and Seth Brasson in Scream, the TV series. Okay, let me catch up. She didn't show up in it either, Steve. Now, granted, I did about 40 people that I found first thing out of the thing, and I kept 30. That's the only ones I'm going to go over this evening. But I do remember Jennifer Gardner is an actress too, but she just didn't show up. I don't know why she didn't show up. Well, there'll be a lot more of them that hadn't, but I'll put her on the list to add. I'm going to do a PDF on this if anybody wants a copy. And if not, then just keep it for my records what we talked about. Yeah, Bob Denver, you're right. He was Gilligan, of course. And I can't tell you whether or not he lived in Bluefield. I think he lived in Bluefield, Virginia, just right across the line from Bluefield, West Virginia, if I remember my research on him from before. Yeah. But they lived in Bluefield, but not Bluefield, West Virginia. They lived in Bluefield, Virginia. Like I said before about Bob Denver, he come up to to a book signing up here at the bridge one time, and I really wanted to go out and see him. But the one and only time I walked across that bridge when bridge show was going on, I said, not even Bob Denver's going to get me out there. I ain't going. That thing was when the traffic could come across one side while you standing on the other side and that bridge shook. That was too scary. Next we have Aaron Staton from Huntington. He played Cole Phelps in L.A. Noire, Ken Cosgrove in Mad Men, and John in The Nanny Diaries. When we're almost to the end, guys. I don't know whether Janet watched any of these, Kay watched any of these soap operas or not, but she can chime in if she did. This lady's name is Patty Weaver from Clarksburg. She played in 2 different soap operas. Trish Clayton is the person that she played in Days of Our Lives. She played that lady from 1974 to 1982. Then she moved over and played Gina Roma on The Young and the Restless from 1983 to 2023. And then I guess it closed down. Oh my gosh, Steve, that would scare me. I'm like Grandma Johnson. The very first time after they opened the bridge, me and Timmy took Grandma Johnson across the bridge, and she actually literally put her hands over her eyes from the time we started the bridge and told us to tell her when we got across the bridge. And you was daresome to tell her you was across the bridge before you got there. She would have eaten us for breakfast. But she did not like to go across that bridge. She was terrified of it. But, it was either that or go down the road and back up through Beckwith, which me and Timmy do every once in a while, just to say we can. Yeah. Well, evidently then she just quit working in 2023 because she was only there till 2023. I don't remember which one is Janet Kay's that she likes. She must not be able to use her keyboard again. She's not saying anything. No, she was on there a bit ago. Where'd you go, Janet Kay? Next one is Brad Dourif from Huntington. He played Billy Bibbit in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Worm Tongue, or Worn Tongue, whichever it is, in The Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and Peter DeVries in the movie Dune. I never got the movie Dune. This didn't make a whole lot of sense to me when I watched it. But it could have fell asleep through half of it, which I usually do. Next one is Chris Sarandon from Beckley. He played Jack Skeleton. Does anybody know what show Jack Skeleton was a character in? Yeah, I liked All My Children. I loved General Hospital until they got rid of Luke and Laura. Then I was done with it. We had All My Children. Was it Days of Our Lives? I don't think so. I don't think that was on. What was the middle one? Ryan's Hope came on first. Then All My Children. And I can't remember if there's another one, and then General Hospital. One Life to Live. That's right, Linda Kay. One Life to Live, yeah. But when they took Laura and Luke off General Hospital, I was done. Of course, I got married and had a bunch of kids, so I was done anyway. Steve, it's soap operas, yucky. I don't watch them either anymore, Steve. They get too intense. Now, did anybody know who Jack Skeleton was a character? What movie he was in the character in? The Nightmare Before Christmas. Good job. Good job. He's that little old tall, skinny, skeleton-looking character. Next one is Ryan Dorsey, Chesapeake, West Virginia. He played Rand Kleinsaucer in The Big Sky, Dunebag in Ray Donovan, and Earl in Justified. Anybody got any idea what the movie Justified was about? That seems like something I think I watched, but I can't place the stuff in it yet. And the last one I got for us today, yeah, it's been 33 minutes, is Conchata Ferrell from Loudondale. She did Off-Broadway. She also did TV. She was a frontier wife in Heartland, the owner in Mystic Pizza, a nurse in ER, the attorney Susan Bloom in LA Law. She also appeared in Edward Scissorhands, Erin Brockovich, and 13 other TV shows. And she was nominated for an Emmy. Even though she didn't win, she was nominated for the Best Supporting Actress. So, those are just 32 counting the two that we come up with, Jennifer Garner and Bob Denver. The of West Virginia people we could be proud of, that actually got noticed to where they could go out and do things and be in multiple different shows. So they must have done their stuff right. So that's the most of what I have. Like I said, that does not even touch the top of the iceberg for West Virginia actors. It's just amazing to me that when you listen to TV about West Virginia being blah, 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 we don't see it because we live here and we love it and we think it's the best thing in the world. But to see it through their eyes, I'm like, I'm proud of our West Virginia people. Now, you can't tell me that's not something I shouldn't be proud of. So I'm really tickled that I've been able to do both the authors and the actors. I'm hoping to do singers and maybe songwriters in another one that I do. So if you have any ideas of stuff that I could do some research on that you would like to hear about, please just send me a little message. You can either, if you know my phone number, you can text me. You can email me at KincaidSpecialCreations@gmail.com, or you can Facebook message me. Either way, I will be glad to take any and all suggestions and try to do my best at giving you 30 minutes worth of good time. Yes, I am proud of you for catching that trout today. I seen it. Yay, 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 Stevie. Are you, okay, Kathy Mattea is the songwriter. Yeah, I'll have to make sure I keep her in it so that I'll make sure I put her in to do a little. I just like to do a little, some of this stuff I knew, some of it I didn't know. Just put it out there so that, we can be proud of our state of West Virginia. That's what West Virginia Wednesday is all about. So I'm going to say bye, guys. Good seeing each and every one of you. I have really had a blast, and we will talk to you next Wednesday, Facebook Live. I'm hoping to do Valentine crafts and have some crafts to show you. That'll be wonderful. All right, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.